Hello friends, welcome back to our channel Tech India. This is session 8 for the series Actual Exam Questions for AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner Exam. So let's start this video with question number 36. Which AWS service or feature identifies whether an Amazon S3 bucket or an IAM role has been shared with an external entity? Here are the options: AWS Service Catalog, option B, AWS System Manager, option C, AWS IAM Access Analyzer, option D, AWS Organizations. These are the options. Try to guess the answer. Okay, now let me reveal the correct answer. Correct answer here will be option C, AWS IAM Access Analyzer, because this is the service which helps in identifying and monitoring access policies to determine whether an S3 bucket, IAM role, or any other AWS resources has been shared with external entities such as another AWS account, a public user, or any unknown third party. So this is the correct answer here. Now question number 37. A cloud practitioner need to obtain AWS compliance report before migrating an environment to the AWS cloud. How can these reports be generated? Here are the options. Contact AWS compliance team. Option B, download the reports from AWS Artifact. Option C, open a case with AWS support. Option D, generate the report with Amazon Messi. So now let me reveal the correct answer. Correct answer here will be option B, download the reports from AWS Artifact. And this is because AWS Artifact is a portal that provides access to various compliance reports, including certification, attestations, and other relevant documents. So you can download these reports directly from AWS Artifacts. Opening the case with AWS support will not be helpful. Generating the report with Amazon Messi, that is not correct, because this is something which finds personal information. Contact the AWS compliance team is not the option. So option B is correct answer here. Now question number 38. An e-commerce company has migrated its IT infrastructure from an on-premises data center to the AWS cloud. Which cost is the company's direct responsibility? Here are the options. Cost of application software licenses. Option B, cost of hardware infrastructure on AWS. Option C, cost of power for the AWS servers. Option D, cost of physical security for the AWS data center. It must be quite clear just by reading the options, but still take your time to guess the correct one. Okay, now let me reveal the correct answer. Correct answer here will be option A, cost of application software licenses. Because which software or license or OS you are running, for that you have to pay if you are customer of AWS. And cost of hardware infrastructure, obviously it will be maintained by AWS only. Cost of power for running the AWS servers, that will be managed by Amazon only. And physical security of AWS data center, customer has nothing to do with that. It is the sole responsibility of Amazon only. So only very first option, that is cost of application software licenses, has to be taken care by customer only. Now question number 39. A company is setting up AWS identity and access management on an AWS account. Which recommendation complies with IAM security best practices? Here are the options. Use the account root user access keys for administrative tasks. Grant broad permissions so that all company employees can access resources they need. Turn on multi-factor authentication for added security during the login process. Avoid rotating credential to prevent issues in production applications. So go through all the options, try to understand them, and then guess the answer. Okay, now let me reveal the correct answer. Correct answer here will be option C. That is quite obvious as well. Turn on multi-factor authentication for added security Wherever you see MFA and if security best practice are concerned in the question, then this will always be the correct answer. However, there could be another option as well if there are two correct options, but yeah, it will be always there, very first thing. And now account root user access, it will be always wrong because you are not supposed to use root user apart from the task. It is mandatory. If root is mandatory for performing any action, then it is fine, but for administrative task it is always incorrect. And granting the broad permission is always incorrect option because in AWS you have to follow the principle of least permission. So you have to provide the least permission so that the task can be performed and there is no extra permissions. Suppose if a user must have the permission to create the EBS, he or she must have the permission to create EBS volume only, not to create the EC2 instance, or even not to delete that EBS volume as well, if that user is supposed to create only. And avoiding rotating credentials to prevent issues, it is also not correct because rotating credential is also ideal practice and it is saying avoid rotating credentials. So correct option is to turn on multi-factor authentication. Now question number 40, elasticity in cloud refers to which of the following? Choose two. Here are the options. How quickly an Amazon EC2 instance can be restarted, the ability to right size resources as demand shifts. Option C, the maximum amount of RAM an Amazon EC2 instance can use. Option D, the pay as you go billing model. And now option D, how easily resources can be procured when they are needed. So these are all the options. Go through all these and try to guess the correct one. And make sure you choose the two options because here two options are correct. Now let me reveal the correct answer. Option B, the ability to right size the resources as demand shift. That is correct option because this is the main feature of elasticity. Whenever there is increase in the load or increase in the traffic, the instances should be available to right size the resource. It should either scale up, and in case of decrease in the traffic, decrease in the load, it should downgrade the resources like either instance type or the number of EC2 instances. This is elasticity. And how easily resources can be procured when they are needed. So whenever you require the resources, they should be available. This is the elasticity. And the pay as you go billing model, that is there, but this does not mean elasticity. Maximum amount of RAM an Amazon EC2 instance can use, that is not also the elasticity because even if an Amazon EC2 instance can use the less RAM, there could be multiple instances. It is not about that. And how quickly an Amazon EC2 instance can be restarted? No, that is not correct. It is not about the restart. It is about the availability. It is about the scalability. So option B and option E are correct. So friends, this was all in this video. Thanks for watching this video and please do subscribe the channel Tech India.